Okay. So I work for the Federation. However, I am the stereotypical dropout. I was 14. I was mediocre in tennis. Lilian can confirm. I was not the best player in my club. My parents didn't really care if I stopped or continued playing, nor did my coaches. I hope my coach is not here. I was all the typical, stereotypical signs of a dropout. Today I'm a mom of 3 girls, all playing tennis, one 16-year-old, 14-year-old, and one 11. Hopefully they will play tennis a bit longer than I did. Dropout is very well documented. It's a worldwide challenge among adolescents. Lack of motivation and suddenly other priorities are known as important reasons for dropout. And as you guys all know, most dropout documentation conclude that the coach plays a significant role in dropout. Adolescents need role models outside their families. The coach can be that role model if the relationship is right. The coach, they have a huge responsibility, and hopefully you see that as an opportunity, not a burden. In this critical dropout age, about 13 years old, teenagers want to be seen. Not necessarily by their parents, but by their peers and coaches and teachers. The littlest thing, like for instance, saying their names every day in their lessons, can have a huge impact. Also, adolescents need to find a purpose in what they're doing. Kids under 12 don't necessarily need meaning in what they're doing, but teenagers do. And also, when you're a teenager, mom and dad no longer get to decide what you do in your spare time. Mom and dad have lost their position as role models. We also need to remind ourselves what the main motivation for teenagers is when doing sports. They want to improve their skills and fitness for a healthier, more energetic life, and they want to spend time with friends, having fun. This is not necessarily the same goal as the coach or parents for that matter. Most importantly, we need to understand that what motivated and worked for the kids, the under 12, is not necessarily right for the older kids. Yesterday, we listened to Brian Parkinen talking about the modern coach. Like he said, we have a fantastic sport. We have an opportunity to capitalize. The coaches are the drivers, and you guys need to be energetic. So, I'm here to reflect on retaining and attracting the teenagers. The way I see it, retaining and attracting have 2 different approaches. The recreational player and the competitive player have different needs. But bottom line, for any type of player, you have to see the athlete. Or as Emma Doyle said yesterday, listen to the athlete. If our goal is to retain the teenagers, the ones that already are playing tennis, we should let them feel ownership. Remember, mom and dad are not in charge anymore. Let them be the drivers. Let them feel they have control over their own lives. Let them decide how many hours, let them set their own goals, and let them make their own tournament calendar. Many teenagers report that their coaches only see the number 1 players. We risk losing late bloomers, or we risk losing the ones that work hard. We should reward performance, not results. When children become young adults, they are also searching for their own identity. Many kids or teenagers won't get that identity by being the best player in their club. So offering leadership, opportunities to earn money, mentoring younger kids, Let them take over their social media in the clubs. This can help them see meaning in what they're doing with the tennis. Later, I will show an example of a club here in Norway doing just that. On the other end, if we want to attract new members, new teenagers to the sport, we need to lower the threshold. The perception of tennis, especially here in Norway, I don't know how it is in other countries, but in Norway, tennis is not mainstream. The clubs are closed. It's for members only. We don't have a reception to welcome. And the courts are locked with locks. We should actually learn from the health studios. How do they attract teenagers, or members for that matter? They have open days, they have bring a friend day, they offer half price in off season, and students have discounts. We need to remind ourselves that there is a tendency that the recreational player are more likely to become tennis for life players than the competition players. And back to lowering the bar. This week I went to one of the local clubs here in Oslo that offers beginner tennis for teenagers. Here I met two teenagers, two 17-year-old girls who were dropouts from their sports, soccer. Listen to what they've experienced. Hopefully this will work, if we have internet. Også lyd, Aslak, har vi det?
Mathilde og Elise sluttet med organisert idrett etter mange år som aktive idrettsutøvere. Dessverre er de ikke alene om å falle fra.
Jeg sluttet med fotball fordi det krasjet litt med skole, samtidig som det ble veldig fokus på satsing. Og når man ikke liksom er en av de beste, så er det litt vanskelig å fortsette, eller man blir på en måte litt mer prioritert.
17-åringene følte blant annet at de ikke ble sett av trenerne. Det ble for mye resultatfokus, og en skade gjorde det vanskelig å komme tilbake.
Jeg begynte med tennis fordi at jeg sluttet på fotball for et år siden. Og så lette jeg etter en idrett som hobbyidrett, som jeg kunne drive med, som ikke var lagidrett.
I dag er Mathilde og Elise på sin 4. tennistime.
Men hva gjør de fleste av vennene dere som ikke driver med organisert idrett?
Noen trener på studio. Det er også for så vidt i tillegg til tennisen. Men ellers så går det ikke på noen sport.
Nittedal IL har doblet antall ungdomsmedlemmer det siste året. Selv mener de det er fordi tennis er et lavterskeltilbud hos dem.
Men hva er det som er viktig for dere når det gjelder idrett?
For meg i hvert fall så er det at jeg har det gøy. At jeg har en venninne å være med som jeg kan ha det gøy med, og at jeg får utbytte av det, at jeg blir sliten og at jeg får trening av det. Det er jo ganske sosialt da, å ha noe å drive med. Så hvis du går på et treningssenter og løper på morgenen, så blir det fort at du hører på musikk da. Så her kan du liksom snakke og gi hverandre tips, og det blir mer sosialt da.
Okay, so I also, last year I also visited another club. Let me see, I have to see if I can do this. Hvorfor får jeg ikke den oppe? Ok, for da kan jeg få opp den, ja. Ok. Har jeg fortsatt lyd? Yeah? Okay. So last year I also visited another club who has decided to take the kids seriously, the teenagers seriously. They have invited them to take more part in the decision making of the club. Stavanger has formed a youth committee and listened to their wants and needs. Their purpose is to balance performance and recreational tennis for adolescents.
i Stavanger så har vi latt de få bestemme egentlig enda mer om hva de selv vil gjøre. De får bestemme mer hva treningen går ut på, og så har vi gitt de også mer tilbud som fysisk aktivitet utenom treningen. Vi har innsett at det rett og slett treningssentrene som egentlig konkurrerer med.
Det ikke på det trening, for vi har spill om leker og øvelsene veldig nært.
Vi har blant annet ungdomskomité, og ungdomskomiteen med på å bestemme hva slags aktiviteter vi skal ha på ulike arrangementer og kommende ønsker, og så innbyr vi mer penger til de da. Det hjelper på, det gjør det gøyere enn at jeg kan bestemme selv. Go, 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 go! En gul gruppetrening med ungdom, den inkluderer uansett musikk. Vi har som regel alt musikk, og jeg har kjøpt inn høyttalere. Og så inkluderer teknisk tennis, men mer den spillemessige og litt gøye. Vi utfordrer kanskje de mer på øvelser, sånn at de skjønner hva tennis innebærer. Og vi står ikke og pirker på en serve i 40 minutter, det mer gøye og sosiale. Og kanskje la gruppen gå på tvers, sånn at du får et mye større tennisnettverk innad i gruppen. Vi har valgt å kanskje kjøre høyere antall spillere på banen, altså 8, 10, 12. Og så heller ha en trener på 8, 10, 12, og så 2 baner. Sånn at vi får mer anledning til å spille, de får variere hvem mer de spiller mot. Og så bare litt mer action og litt mer liv, rett og slett. Mange har spilt lenge, noen har begynt nylig. Vi har blant annet en gruppe der det var 2 stykker som begynte, og nå det en guttegjeng på 16 stykker som spiller. Og så det egentlig, vi har egentlig ganske spredt folk som begynte for 2 uker siden, og folk som har spilt i 10 år og bare skal ha en gøy trening og egentlig komme for å trene og ha det gøy. Vi har rekruttert med at man tilbyr alle ungdomsskoleelever gratis timer. De har fått spille med skolen i gymmen gratis med trener. Det tror jeg har bidratt til at noen har kommet. Og så har vi rett og slett satt mer fokus på ungdommene. Hørt mer på hva de liker, hva de vil ha. Og det har jo generert enda mer folk. Mindre folk slutter. Og så har vi velfungerende grupper, så det mye lettere å ta de yngre, de som blir ungdommer, de som blir trenere, tar de opp i samme system, og så ser de hva det går i, og de synes jo selv at det er gøy. Og det er lettere å rekruttere hvis du har hvis jul allerede går. Nå forrige helg så har vi kjøpt blant annet jentekveld for alle jenter, der vi inviterte de. Vi har også ungdomsturnering en gang i måneden, der vi inviterer alle ungdommene til turnering. Og turnering går over en kveld, så du spiller bare best av 5 games for eksempel, og så det kompasskamper, så du får spilt masse kamper. Og så avslutter vi med taco, pizza eller noe sosialt. Så nå forrige helg kombinert med en ungdomsturnering med en jentesamling, der vi satt og spiste sammen og hadde det mer sosialt med slutter.
Okay, so as you can see, Stavanger has made a lot of activities in order to attract and retain the youth or adolescents. I would like to invite Stavanger up on stage to answer a couple of questions and open for you guys too, but we tend to perceive this age group as the most challenging. It's much easier to recruit the young ones or even the adult players. So my question to Stavanger is, you've decided to recruit teenagers that seemingly don't want to do sports. And that's a misconception, by the way. So why have you focused on this type of group the last year and so on?
Yeah, our focus last year has been the youth players. It's a little bit based the federation's goals also, and we like that, so we want to join that, and we have opened our doors, like you say, for all schools in Stavanger, or both ungdomsskole, barneskole. They can come free and play anytime. So that has helped us in this area, and it's also a good way for us as a club to show the Stavanger kommune that we're doing a good thing for the kids, and then get a lot of help from them, and they see us as a positive organization.
Mm-hmm. What are the challenges? What are the biggest challenges with this group? I mean, the levels are different.
Yeah, in this recreational youth, level is not important. The social part is most important. We offer weekend courses, introduction courses of 6 hours, and then they get into a group. So there's always a group for them. We have all kind of levels, and we've also divided our youths in 3, as Spillerguiden and is showing. So we have the top athletes, and then we have the top athletes that don't want to play that much, and then we have the recreational and new players coming in. So we have more recreational players than competition players. We have 100 of recreational players.
Okay. So what about your activities with the social things, like Ole Magnus told us? Why is this a focus for you?
Yeah, it's based on what they say to us. They want to socialize. So these, like you showed us, they are dropouts from other sports, or they don't do sports at all. They're maybe not the best in anything, so it's a way for them to meet new friends, make friends. So we always ask them what they want to do. The last idea now is like they're gonna go on a ski trip with Ole Magnus, because that's what they want to do. So it's not tennis based, it's just him as a friend asking them, what would you like to do next? We want to go skiing. Okay, so we do that.
Okay, so Cesar, one of your colleagues told me that your goal every day is to say the names of all tennis players in your club every day. Why do you have that as a goal?
Yeah, that inspired me when I was in a course with NIF this fall. There was a story about a great teacher who was standing in front of the school every morning and saying hello to each kid, and they had a lot of success. So I got a little bit interested in that, and I'm trying to now learn every name in the club. And I also try to inspire our coaches in the club to do the same. And we also have, we're working on respect, and yeah, saying hi must be the first basic
But how many names
thing.
do you have to say in a day?
A lot.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Stavanger, for making my job easier. Okay. That's pretty much what I have today. If any clubs, managers, or coaches want to talk to me, help and to improve your teenage program, please come and see me. And thank you.